What's up, guys? Welcome to Sam Ovens Consulting Accelerator Week 3 review plus my biggest takeaways. So I'm looking forward to this one, as this one is all about sales and the sales training that Sam's goes through. So it was very valuable going through this. I literally finished it yesterday. And yeah, guys, I'm just going to give you a rundown of what you kind of get through this sales week in week 3, along with just some of the biggest takeaways that I took from this week. So I hope you enjoy, guys. So your business really won't survive without this, right? If you aren't trained in sales, you're not going to make any money. And to be honest, I can only teach you a tiny fraction of what Sam actually teaches in this course, right? So before we go any further, let me kind of just show you week 3 and what you get inside of week 3, right? So as you can see here, week 3 Sam Ovens course, all complete. It's 5 lessons long. Each one is, I believe this is the biggest one at 2 hours 15, but they're all about between 1 to 2 hours long, right? And they have a bunch of different resources below in the description, which I'm not really going to go into. But yeah, guys, like week 3 was pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie, to be honest. So lesson 1, illusion of sales. Lesson 2, alchemy of conversion. So illusion of sales really went over kind of what a salesman is and isn't, right? And it just like debunked the myths. And then the rest of the week really went through crafting the script. So I've got my sales script all laid out in front of me right now. I'm not really going to go in depth because I probably shouldn't share that stuff because it's so powerful, right? And then the last 2 was all about like the pendulum of doubts, which basically means like there's going to be some hurdles that come in the way, right? And there's going to be something called regression to the mean, as Sam calls it. Like you're going to get, for example, 10 no's in a row, and maybe you'll get another like 5 yeses in a row after that, right? It's not going to be a 50-50 chance each time, right? And then we finish with igniting the flame, and then finally we got the action items, which you have to submit at the end, and the questions, right? So amazing week, and I'm just going to head back into my PowerPoint, right, and just show you kind of what you get inside of week 3. So without any further ado, let's move forward. So now let's get straight to the takeaways, right? So lesson 1, we must create separation and agitate their current state. So firstly, you have to find out what their current state is, right? Now, you should have found this out during week 1. Like I did a brief review of this of week 1, sorry, a few videos back if you wanted to check that out. But obviously this isn't really going to make much sense to you unless you've been through the course. But essentially you need to find out the current situation of your ideal client, right, which is where they're currently at. So for example, like a restaurant, maybe a restaurant may have one type of customer and it wants to gain another type of customer, or it might be at one revenue level per month and it wants to reach another revenue level per month, right? And that leads on to the desired situation, right? So the desired situation is really where they want to get to, right? And the desired outcome of your client, right, which is what you're going to basically help them to achieve. And during the call, you have to separate them, right? You have to separate where they are now from where they are in the future, or they want to be in the future, sorry. And you have to make that gap big, right? Because only when they can see that gap, they actually going to consider buying from you, right? And you have to emphasize how I bridge the gap, right? So you have to say how your services and what you do actually bridges that gap, right? So how what you do is going to take them from where they are to where they want to be in a set time frame, right? Now this moves on to lesson 2, in which master salesmen sell futures and not things, sorry. So the truth is, no one actually cares about Facebook ads, funnels, LinkedIn, videos, or chatbots, right? They care about what you actually do for their business. And really, you don't want to focus on the features, but you want to focus on the benefits, right? So instead of funnel creation services, sorry, you offer prospect qualifying services to ensure your ideal client only speaks to qualified people, right? And just staying on this a bit longer, right? So if I'm going back to this, right, selling futures and not things basically means you want to sell where they want to be in future and not where they are now, because no one's going to buy where they are now, right? They're only going to buy where they want to be. Now that's kind of a hard concept to graft your head around, but if you can kind of understand that people are only going to buy something that sort of takes them to a place they want to be in future, then it's going to work out great for you, right? So moving on to the next tip, and that's don't solve their problems on the call. So by the call, this could be a meeting if that's what you prefer doing, right? But basically, you don't want to comment on anything or offer to help them, right? Because um, or I mean offer help on the call. Obviously you want to offer to help them at the end, but you only want to do that at a price, right? You don't want to start solving their problems on the actual call, because then you're just going to alleviate that current state, and they're no longer going to feel that pain, right? Because they're only going to buy from you when they can truly feel that pain inside of them. um, and if anyone tries to like redirect you off the call and ask you like questions about how you can solve their problems and what they need to do, then you just want to redirect them back to the script, right? And if they aren't able to follow that and they keep asking, then jump off the call. Just tell them that sorry, you're not a good fit, right? So lesson 4 is all about recording your calls, right? So you want to learn, you want to have software set up, or at least like have an app, or like a microphone or whatever, like where you can just record what you're saying and what the prospect is saying back. Because essentially this is going to allow you to iterate and improve in future, right? And truly, the successful salesmen all evolve, right? They, if you never listen to feedback and iterate, you're not going to improve, right? If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, that's just insanity, right? And you're not really going to get anywhere. But you have to sort of see where people stumble, or you kind of notice things that you say which perhaps people don't like hearing, and you want to kind of like iterate that and change it and just focus on what's actually like gathering a response from someone, right? And the 5th lesson is all about silence, and the fact that silence is your friend and you should embrace it. So if you ask a prospect a question on a call or in a meeting, just shut up afterwards. You don't need to say anything else. You don't need to add to that. You state your service offer, and then you just shut up, right? You don't want to keep adding to it at the end. You don't want to speak and ruin a train of thought, right? So that's really powerful. I mean, let's just say like you're speaking to someone on a call, right? A potential prospect, potential client, and you ask them a question, and then you butt in after that before you give them any chance to think about it, and you just like start asking them more questions, right? Or just like start emphasizing what you mean, and like it's just gonna confuse them, right? You want to say one thing, wait for that reply, note it down, and then move on, right? So that was kind of my rundown of week 3. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Again, if you want to jump into Sam's Consulting Accelerator course at a huge discount with a free trial and my exclusive bonuses, then click that first link in the description. You'll be able to see a bit more about that, and you'll be able to request access to an invitation, which I'll have to send you. So if that is of interest to you guys, then definitely go ahead and check that out. I hope you found this video of value, and I look forward to seeing you next week.